Hi there, Rachael-Jayne Groover here, and you're watching Awaken TV, and this is the place to get your weekly practice on presence, purpose, and practical spirituality for people who've been on a personal and spiritual development path for quite some time. And this week, we're in Australia. If you've been following our trip, we're in Hawaii for a couple of weeks doing our writing retreat, and now we're about to head into our Art of Feminine Presence training that we do once a year here in Melbourne. And I'm shooting this from my family home today. I am so happy to be in the family home. I've been blessed with an amazing family, so I know it's not always the most comforting thing to go to your family home, but I'm feeling like that today. And I wanted to shoot this video about shadow. So if you've been following these Awaken TV episodes for a while or been in our community for a while, you know that I put a high level of value on shadow work. And shadow are those parts of yourself that you do not necessarily like to admit that you are. They're parts of you that you're like, I'm not that, or I don't want to be that, or you judge that. But why do I keep coming back to this on the path of awakening? Because whatever you resist, whatever you try to push away, it is there. And true freedom and true awakening, true enlightenment is about non-resistance to everything, welcoming everything in. So today, I wanted to talk about the shadow of blamer, blame, and this action of blaming other people. In our line of work, we get to see a lot of people, many hundreds of people a year come through programs or come through our life and come through our experiences, and we see over and over again the level of blame and how it correlates with the level of challenge that they have in what they're trying to accomplish. And people who do not blame or do not blame very much, the level of ability of excelling they do in programs or in their life or what have you, it's quite interesting. Now, we don't want to see ourselves as blaming others. Do you want to see and admit that you're a blamer? You blame others and don't take responsibility. It's not really a nice thing, but we all do it. So this week, I want you to take on this idea of I am a blamer. You are a blamer. And ask, how do I do this? In sneaky ways, in subtle ways, in big ways. Maybe that is, how do I blame my environment? Oh, it's not set up right. Oh, this person should change this about this. I'm not happy because this is not set up in the way that I want. Your happiness gets dependent on something else, and so you blame that. Is it other people? Do you blame other people? Well, they're not doing this right, or they're not doing it that right. Where do you blame? Where have you blamed before? And then always the second question in our Shadow of the Months is, what is the virtue? What is the gift of being a blamer? Now that's a hard one for me to answer, because I'm still triggered by people who blame others and not take responsibility and just sort of, try and divert their own stuff so they can't work on it. But when I think about the virtue of blame, my mind goes to not having to take responsibility, not having to have this heavy burden. It's about something else. It's about somebody else. I don't need to deal with that. And to me, there's a lightness in it. There's a gem of that, because I usually take so much responsibility on and bear that heaviness sometimes. So what do you see the virtue? Why is it good to be a blamer? Now, this is always a challenging thing, because I'm not saying blame others. I'm definitely not saying that. But we need to loosen up that part in us. We will have less judgment about others who do it, and we will be able to have more awareness of how we do it. Because you blame subtly and in big ways. And how do you do that? And don't be too quick to go, oh, this is not for me. Because when Dada and I look at the people we work with, it's the ones who don't think they blame anyone that go, I'm not that, I'm not that. So take some time for this. This is going to support you, your relationships, and your ability to excel with the things that you're trying to manifest. So what is the virtue? How have you blamed? Go ahead, post a comment below. We'd love to start the conversation about this shadow of blamer. It's not a really nice one, but it's a really important one. So post a comment below if you like this video, like it, subscribe to it, you know the deal, wherever you're watching this, and feel free to share it with other people who are also on a path of personal and spiritual development. And remember, there are more awesome resources that will help you awaken your impact and inspire change and create wealth. You can just head on over to Rachael-Jayne.com and sign up at the top of the page for email updates. And remember, wherever you are right now, if it's in the coziness of your family home or if feeling lonely or separate, everything is temporary. So become as present as you can and enjoy each moment as much as you possibly can. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week on Awaken TV.